Rejoice in heaven. Rejoice in heaven. More than a conqueror. I rejoice in heaven. Rejoice in heaven. Rejoice in heaven. More than a conqueror. Rejoice. Rejoice. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. How are you doing? I hope you are fine, you are well, your day has been great. I hope that you're having a good day. You're having a good day. Today is the 14th of December and we are all alive. Mm. That in itself, it's a big one. I am so happy to God for life. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to sit and gist with people. I'm happy to just share what God is doing in our community. I'm happy that God has kept everyone, not just the parents in our communities, but every child. God has kept us alive and well. We're literally in the last few days of this year, and I'm just super, super excited. I'm really, really, really excited. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I trust that your family are blessed. You've enjoyed the grace of God. You yourself, you're doing well, irrespective of the fact that some of us might be underneath the weather, but I know God's strength is available to strengthen us up. So I just really want to welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the last TWC for this year. And I don't know, maybe I'm just excited because I'm going to take a break for the next 2 weeks. But yes, I'm really happy that we are all here. I'm happy that we are all here. I'm happy that, really happy that you are here with me today. And to just get things started, I would want us to quickly check in on one another. I know this is not a session where we're just going to listen. We're all going to interact because we're just reflecting on our year, the 2025, what God has done, how to plan and position ourselves better for 2026. So it's going to be a lot of conversation. So please indulge me. We'll do this together. We'll do this together. So yeah, before we start, let's just take a quick moment of gratitude. Let's just check in on one another and find out, based on your week, this current week that we're just ending. I know we're going to a new week tomorrow. But based on the week that just ended, can you share one win from this week? Can you share one week win from this week? And I'm just going to put that in the chat for you can see. Sorry, I'm kind of like a small principal now. I might just call on names if people are not volunteering. So just quickly raise your hands up before I call you. But what is one win that you experienced this week? Can you share with us? One win. Yes.
Okay, yeah, it was my birthday on Friday, so that's a big win.
Yay! Happy birthday. Happy birthday,
Thank
sis. Happy
you.
birthday, sis. Oh, yeah, I slept really well. That is a win. Trust me, people are willing that they can sleep. You slept really well. That is fantastic. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Please feel free to just unmute
Okay.
yourself, Jinika. Yes, thank you.
All right. I'm just grateful for God's faithfulness. I'm grateful that Samara will be 13 on the 20th of December. I'm
Wow.
grateful that yesterday our Carol, she was able to play her harp, playing the intro of Silent Night, even though there were some hitches with the media team, but she did it. And I just
Oh,
give her praise for that. It's a huge win for
that's
us. We are grateful.
fantastic. That's fantastic. And she's going to be a teenager as well. Oh, wow. That's fantastic. Yeah, I'm reading the chat. Somebody said she got a new client this week. Fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful. So Lola also said she watched two of our kids perform in the Christmas concert. That is amazing. That is amazing. That is amazing. Anybody else? For me, yes, I think my son woke up on Friday and he said, "Oh, I don't feel too good." And for me, that is a big win because I usually just guess what is going on with him, but now he's able to communicate and verbally tell us that he's not feeling good. So yeah, that is a big win. I'm sure you can also just understand how big that is. But God is doing beautiful things in our midst. The fact that we can go to bed and shut our eyes and wake up is by the grace of God. And so those are amazing things. Those are amazing things. I think I forgot to put a caveat on the question because I'm just saying my second prompt is just to ask us as parents, what did we learn about ourselves this week? What did we learn about ourselves this week? Anybody care to share? What did you learn about yourself this week? Yes, please. Sis, go ahead.
I learned that I do have the ability to stay calm even in the midst of the most chaotic. I hope I don't get tried for that, but I'm thankful for how calm I was able to stay with God's help, just trusting God through the very chaotic 12 to 14 hours between Friday and Saturday. And God indeed helped to stay calm in the midst of that. And I didn't realize how I could do that or that I could until I was in that situation. So, yes, I guess all of your questions are for me today.
Well, it's for everybody. We're just going to gist about it as well.
Yeah,
That's
thank
a good
you.
one. I'm sure you didn't realize how strong you were until you went through that episode. But yes, there's a lesson in a lot of things. Yes, I learned that it's okay to put myself sometimes and not feel guilty. I think you're saying put yourself first. Okay, and Lola says she learned that God has not forgotten her. That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm happy that you were able to realize that. You'll be surprised that I have a reminder on my phone at 2:45 p.m. to write out something to tell me that God loves me, and I do that every day. Or today I have snoozed today, but I'm sure I will do it before I get to bed. So that is something that just helped me recalibrate irrespective of how my day is going. I journaled something that has happened in my day that tells me that God loves me. So yes, Lola, that is I'm also in that corner with you that God has not forgotten us as parents, as individuals, as his children. It definitely has our best interest at heart. Ruth is also saying, no matter how much I worry about them, God has not failed me yet and loves them much more than I can ever love them. That is absolutely correct. And that's just reflecting to our children, like Ruth said. There is not amount of worry we can do that can replace the amount of love that God has for our children and for ourselves. God indeed loves us really, 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 really so much. And it is just amazing that God gives us the grace to reflect and see His love in every single thing that we do. I think that is one thing that if we're able to do, that would help us weather whatever it is that our day or the things that we find ourselves. Just being conscious of God's love for ourselves and for our children. Thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else want to share, please? Like I said,
Yeah, I'm
yes,
just
please go
grateful
ahead.
that, okay, sorry. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness because sometimes we might feel, oh, we need to do this ourselves. But asking for help, I've realized that is no sign of weakness, but we all need help one way or the other from those around us. Praise God.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And I think we were just gisting about that, Janika, before we started the session, that at times we feel that we have to do everything. And it's interesting how you were sharing with me, you asked your son to help you prepare some tomato paste. For me to have learned, I think that's one thing that I learned in 2025 about myself, to ask for help. And I'm just usually surprised. Like I will literally pat myself back when I see my family members supporting me and helping me. These are things that I thought I'm supposed to wear the hat. Let me share an instance now. I'm in my home, and a system that we change is I cook Monday to Friday. I take care of everybody's meal Monday to Friday. And over the weekend, my spouse takes care of everything that has to do with meal. And so this afternoon after church, you'll be surprised. I was just on the couch lying down and sleeping, and he made rice and beans and stew, and he dished the food. I was like, huh, okay, life can be really good if you just ask for help. And that is part of what, before now, I usually thought that it has to be me, 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 me doing everything. But no, everybody in the family is able to support us if we choose to ask for help. So that's something I'm learning. And it's going to be one of my major goals for 2026 to ask for more help. So that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing, Janika. We need to ask for help. We need to ask for help. Is there anybody else that wants to share something you learned about yourself? Something you learned about yourself. Okay, Lara says the more I take care about myself, the more I can support my children physically, spiritually, and in every other way. Yes. Like, yes, let's just put a pin on that. Let's put a pin on that. I'm just reflecting, I'm just taking that in because I do agree with you. The more we take care of ourselves, the more we are able to support other family members spiritually, physically, and in every other way. That is so spot on, Lara. Thank you so much for sharing, Lara. Anybody else want to share something you learned about yourself? Like you just find out that you're not cranky because you've taken time out to do something for yourself. You can see that you're moving along your goals, your aspiration, and when anybody needs you, you are able to jump in with your full self and not just partial. Yeah, that's really, really true. That's really true. It's good that we take care of ourselves. And thank you for calling that out, Lara. I'm happy you've learned that about yourself. Anybody else want to share something you learned about yourself? Shaya, you have not spoken. It's been a while. Do you care to share? We are all learning together. Mirabelle, AB, yes. I had rice and beans. Usually you'll be surprised. Most times I don't eat before coming to TWC. It's usually after, but now they're helping me. Isn't that wonderful? So AB, do you want to share? Mirabelle, do you want to share? Buki, what's one thing you've learned about yourself? Please don't leave me alone. We're here together. You're shy? Okay, feel
I'm
free to
sorry, I
raise.
was typing so I can talk.
Okay, please go ahead.
I think one thing I learned myself this year is that I can learn new things at any age. I started
Mm.
swimming lessons this fall. I've been afraid of water my entire life. And now it's like my favorite day of the week. Like everybody knows at home that on this day, Mommy is going for swimming lessons. Whether I'm
Oh.
swimming well, it's like I can't be bothered. But it's like my absolute favorite thing. I cannot believe that I got to do that. And it's something that I constantly look forward to. I've signed up for the next class and just saw that I can overcome every fear just by asking for God's help and just putting my mind to it. So yeah, that was a good Q4 surprise.
I'm so happy and proud of you. You're learning something new, and that water can be very, very fiery. I'm still in that journey, but yeah, the fact that you're taking the bull on the horn to carve out time out for yourself and do something for yourself, that's very commendable, Ruth. Thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else want to share something you've learned about yourself? Please feel free to share. We are all learning. Now I'm getting gingered. I must sign up for gym, for swimming. Yeah, yeah, I need to do that. I need to do that. Anybody else, Shia, do you care to share something you learned about yourself? Mirabelle, do you want to share? Abigail, do you want to share? You can also type. I will read it out if you're not able to talk. But like I said, we're going to be gisting a lot today. Yes, please go ahead.
Well, I learned that time and chance happens to all things. That's one thing I've been going through, and no matter what comes, God understands everything. Um, we've had some struggles with regression, picking up some habits and dropping some habits, and all these things always keeps me worrying. But at the end of the day, I know that time and chance happens to all things, and all times are important. So learning to take my life, everything that happens to me, one day at a time.
That is a big one. Thank you so much for sharing, Shayo. You'll be surprised how you saying that would help so many people here today. At times we forget that there's a scripture in the Bible. Pardon me if I'm referring to the Bible. That's the only thing I know. Psalm 136 or 138 says, Our days were written in the palms of God's hands before we were created. So literally everything that is going to happen to us while we're in our existence, God has a knowledge of it. So, like you said, time and chance, nothing happens without God knowing. And we just need to trust Him and know that whatever is happening to us or our families, because God, there's a purpose, and God should just open our eyes to see the purpose. That's interesting. That's interesting. And I'm happy that you have that perspective. Otherwise, trust me, a lot of us will have worried. I still worry sometimes. But knowing fully well that yes, it's just for a season, it's just for a time, help us to recalibrate ourselves and not dwell in that moment, knowing that this moment will pass. Thank you for sharing, Shayo. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else wants to share? Mirabel, do you want to share something before we go to the next thing on our agenda? Shall I share my screen? Oh, we good. Okay,
I
in
can
the
go
absence.
next. Oh.
Okay, go ahead, Abby. Go ahead.
Um, I've just noticed a little bit of a pattern. Unconsciously, I think each year I pick up a new hobby and I get very hyper focused in it. And I gained a lot of progress within a short period of time. And, it started with makeup, then I went into baking, and I would do these things at a really fast pace that professionals would be like, How long have you been doing it? And I'm like, Oh, I just started, like, you know. And then this year I went into plant and I don't know how to describe it. It's so fulfilling. My life is busy and I still find time for these little things. And yeah, it just gives me a lot of joy. This year's hobby was plants and I absolutely love them. So yeah,
Oh,
just wanted to share.
thank
Just
you for
wanted to share
sharing.
that.
Thank you for sharing. I know there's somebody on this call that called Plants My Baby. Your twins, are they doing very well? I'm not sure if she's still here, but yeah, she knows herself if she's still here. But yeah, I just find myself fixated on some little things like that. Like it just brings me joy. And like you, I can imagine how it feels like seeing what you put time into grow over time. So yeah, please enjoy it. As long as it brings you joy, please enjoy. That is wonderful. Thank you so much all for sharing. Thank you so much for not leaving me alone. Um, yes, so I think the next thing on our agenda, I'm trying to look at our
I've been
time.
unmuting myself. Good
Oh,
evening.
okay. Unmute yourself. I was calling your name several times, so
Sorry, I had to excuse. I was trying to put Daniel to bed, so I
oh,
just
okay.
had to excuse myself. Okay. Good
Okay.
evening, everybody. I think what I've realized, and it's a coincidence that your question came because my husband was just asking me that how do I do it? That look at
Mm,
him being tired there, and he doesn't understand that I'm never tired. And I asked him that, what one of my favorite verses is the joy of the Lord is my strength. And since I know that if I am joyful in the Lord, I am strong. And whether I like it or not, if I don't do what I want to do, my son will know it. The whole house will be on a pause. I'll still have to do it. So why would I keep myself? Why would I worry? I just,
mm,
I think, like David said, I've learned consistent. I'm not yet there, but at least I'm better than where I used to be. I've learned to be more consistent. And this year has also taught me that there's nothing that is hard that doesn't become soft.
mm,
There's nothing. So even with Daniel watching his growth, if I remember all the things I've complained about that God has turned to testimonies, I just realized that consistency pays.
it does.
The journey is tough, yes, but it gets easier, it gets better. When it gets tough, go back to your support group. And God really gave me some wonderful sisters in the group this year. I remember I posted in the Nigerian group earlier on asking for accountability partners. And from nowhere, this sister in South Africa just became my sister from nowhere from our home group. And I have like two or three of them that have been in my corner and we share. But like everybody knows around me that if this is my sister is calling me, everybody be on break. Or we want to talk, we want to rant, we want to laugh. And I thank God for this year. I thank God.
That is
Thank you,
so
everybody.
beautiful and wonderful to hear. Thank you for sharing. That gladdens my heart that you were able to find some your own peeps, even in the community. That's the entire reason why we're here. We can interact, we can meet somebody, doesn't matter where in the world, but we can actually be our brothers and sisters keeper. And I'm so happy that you found people that you can, rub shoulder with and they can support you. That is amazing. That's thank God for what he's doing. Thank God for what he's doing. I just wanted to quickly share our agenda with everybody, but I will just keep us rolling because, like I said, this year we're just looking at how far we have come, how far our children have come, we as parents as well, how far we have come. Because my idea around this is to make sure that we don't dwell on the things that our children are struggling in or the things we are struggling with. But in us sharing our children's wins, the things they're able to do, we can tell that yes, they are growing, they are picking up new habits, new skills. We can see that they are not stagnant, and this will just help us to look forward to 2026, knowing fully well that by the end of 2026 we'll also come back together and we can, in retrospective, just look at how far our children have come. And that's why we are going into the next part of the agenda. Let me see if I can just quickly show you the agenda. It's just conversations. The next part of the agenda is now having us to look at our year in review. I want us to, if you're able to unmute yourself, or if you are not in a place where you can talk, can you type out one area that your child has grown this year? Or have you done this? One area that your child has grown this year. Like you could tell for a difference that your child grew in this particular area. I would start whilst other people just think about it. For us in our house, many people would know Dami's strength before now was his math skills. That was one area that we knew he wasn't struggling with. And for 2025, I decided that we're going to focus on his literacy skills, his reading fluency, his understanding, interpreting a story that is reading, his ability to answer questions. That was an area for focus for us this year. And it's so interesting how he's learned how to retell a story. Of course, using a prompt, he has a story charm prompt. He can retell a story. He's able to solve comprehension questions. Now he can read and solve the comprehension questions while we are still working on the fluency on bigger words for him to be able to break it down. But it's just so incredible that we can set a goal, no matter how tiny the things we're doing in January, February, March, but the consistency, I can see that, okay, now my son can read. And this was an area that he struggled with as a last year. Like literacy was a no-no area for us. But he's reading, he's doing his daily devotional, he's doing comprehension question. I just recorded him getting ready for a presentation in school tomorrow on Tuesday, even though he wasn't feeling well. But yeah, I recorded him, retelling the birth of Jesus, and I sent it. I was like, whoa, God has indeed helped us this year. And that's just to let you know that whatever area you think your child weakness is as at now, if you tailor your mind or you just change your mindset and put it as a goal for next year and you iteratively work on it, you will see how far your child have gone. So that's just me opening the floor, but does anybody else want to share one area that you have seen your child grow this year? Please feel free to unmute yourself. I would really love to hear it. And I also want to use it as an encouragement for other parents.
Um, Should I start?
Please go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so for Daniel, I remember one even during our normal meetings, I had a lot of challenges, but I had some that were his literacy skill, academically, everything. Daniel didn't want to write. Then also in terms of speech, words. So now I just realized that Daniel now takes, even though we still have to prompt him sometimes, but you can see that intentionality, his attention improved. Daniel can actually be with his book for at least an hour. As long as you're around him, you're around him, he will sit down there, he will write his numbers, 1 to 100, he will make sentences, and he likes to read. You're in the car with Daniel, you have to look at the nearest billboard because he's just reading words that you can't even imagine that he even knows. So I thank God for that. Then also meals. Meal time used to be, ah my gosh. But I realized as long as I'm there to make those concussions, I call them concussions because sometimes when I'm mixing them up, I'm googling this herb. I'm like, okay, if I put avocado, and as long as I make sure that I will check, then it's making a reaction. Okay, there's no reaction, no reaction, I fire on. And now we take smoothies every morning. Daniel will even come and meet you and tell you, smoothie, lemon water. You've not given me lemon water. Garlic and ginger became Daniel's friend.
Very good.
And I'm like, okay, and I remember those days of struggling with the syringe and everything. Yes, we still do, but it's not a struggle. Now, you did this
Mhm.
to, it was just start laughing at me, but you can see that at least those things that used to be like, when we did this year, God has been faithful, and it's shown me that whenever we pray, focus, and we are consistent, that's my own challenge. That work-life balance, being consistent with Daniel, I have a lot to learn, and that's my goal for 2026. And like he used to tell us, even if it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day, there are days that I really don't just want to do it. And I've learned to just push myself a bit more. Because I realize the things I try and implement, it gets us easier. Yes, I will be stressed. I might have this banging headache after it. But by and large, God has been faithful. And I
I'm
can
so
see
happy.
improvements. So now I just even need to my new goal now is I want to, because I learned that from one of my sisters. I've been trying to make her log in so that she can share with us. You know our Oge in South Africa. Mona's mom.
Mm. Oh, okay.
Oh, you
Yes,
know
yes,
her.
yes. Muna, yeah.
Yeah, so
Mm.
she's one of my strongest partner. So I
That's
remember
good.
she built a team. All our children's therapists are all in a WhatsApp group. So that's my new goal, to actually build a team and be intentional amongst them. I don't know I'm going to do it in Nigeria yet, but I'm praying to God for that. And maybe
God will
because
give
of
you
this,
the
I'm going to
wisdom.
learn. Amen.
God will give you the wisdom. God will give. It's just for you
Amen.
to desire it. Once you desire it, your mind thinks around it, and you just find out that you
Mhm.
get a nudge on what to do and how to go about it. God will give you wisdom. Thank you for
Thank
sharing
you.
Daniel's win. I'm just going to read one person's feedback, then I'll come to you, Lara, in so that I can mute. Jenica is saying Samara has been so much confident in her speech. Simple math skills, independence in general. She confesses God's words daily, which helps a huge deal. We keep adding more passages and she keeps memorizing. Wow. She is our praise and worship leader at home every night. Beautiful. Trusting God for even more in 2026 in Jesus' name. Amen. That is beautiful that you have a worship leader on your hand, Janika. Lara, please feel free to unmute yourself and just share some of David's wins for this year, area that he grown this year.
All right, thank you. So I'm really grateful for so many things, particularly communication. And one of the things that was a big highlight for me, and is still a big highlight for me, is um, how he's able to give language to a struggle, even if it's a one word. I know I testified about this in Comparis, but we had an Eruka moment when somebody took something from him, and initially, I mean, the usual reaction will be crying, and we're trying to understand what is going on. Um, because the simple questions, what do you want, what happened, and all of that. Usually if he's upset, all those questions don't work and everything. But he was able to actually give language. He said stolen. So I mean, he gave us a very clear idea that something was stolen from him.
You're
And
missing
I
the
was just
Canadian accent, so you need to say it the way you said it.
I'm telling you, stolen.
Yeah.
It still gives me, it still makes my heart glad, because I was just at that point, it wasn't even about what was taken from him. It was like he has language for what happened to him. It's a constant worry for us, where we know that you not ask your child what your child can't really explain sometimes what they experience the way you want them to talk. And I felt that this is a big deal. Just that one word he said, and I know that he's progressing forward in Jesus' name. Um,
Amen.
The second thing I'm also grateful for is it's also around communication, but just sitting through his speech therapy and sometimes being shocked about what he actually knows. I know that he has large vocabulary that shows up in certain ways, but I'm amazed about what he knows, how we can interpret scenarios, from the flashcards and things that are shown to him, the names of things that he even knows. Like, it's amazing to me. And I just feel that this is just me thinking that beyond what I've been able to teach him, I just believe that, you know, God has also been teaching him one way or the other. And I'm grateful for that. Um, Being able to sit even through the therapy. Like, I was sharing one day with someone that, because we do virtual therapy for speech therapy, because we're always having issues, well, not issues, but somehow when we start a face-to-face therapy, the therapist will move away from our area, so we'll be out of, yeah. So anyway, we started virtual therapy for a while, and I remember the very first set of 11 sessions that I paid for. I did it by myself. I was I was the client, because it never sat 1 second for those sessions. But we've been doing sessions for almost a year now, and he has sat all through, participated all through, as in, to sit for an hour without getting up, sit for 45 minutes without getting up. It's a big testimony. I don't even know how to, explain. And even all his other sessions as well. I was really worried that if I would have to sit in with him, but God has really been kind. He has done so well. So grateful. I'm really grateful. And I'm also grateful for the things that come up that shows me that he remembers things. Whether it's songs, whether it's words, you know, um, yeah, it just tells me that it's important to continue to expose him to the right information, right, environment, because somehow they're like seeds. Somehow they'll come up one way or the other.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing, Lara. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Thank you.
Imagine Jojo not being able to sit, and now he's sitting for an hour, like an entire hour. That is amazing. That is amazing.
I
Thank
did
God.
11
Thank God.
sessions by myself. I was by myself. I'm really serious. Once we start, I'm the one because we've already picked. So we'll just
You
be
have to
learning.
sit through. Interesting, but they are growing, they are learning, they are learning.
Yeah.
Let me read somebody else, then I'll come to you, Maggie. I can see Ruth says listening has improved for our son this year. He may whine sometimes, but he would listen and understand the errand you are sending him to do. He definitely know he defined how he wants his bedtime routine to be and has been consistent with that routine. You see, we have organs in our hand. That's interesting. But yeah, the fact that they are recollecting the things, the errands you're sending him, it's beautiful. It's the like a foundation to so many things that he will need to do. And that's great that he's able to do that now. Praise God. Yes, Mikey, you have your hand up.
Okay, hello. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear
Yes.
me?
We can hear
Okay.
you.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. It's been an amazing year.
Mm.
God has been so good, so good. You know, my son Chukwuebuka. Where do I start from? I
I
don't know, no
cannot tell it
idea.
all.
Honestly speaking, like, truly, I agree with you when you say when you want something. hmm, See, just set it as a goal. You don't know how, you don't know when, you don't know. It just sets it as a goal and figure it out. It will just make sure your eyes are on the ball. That's all. I remember this time last year, I kept on telling myself, like, I can't keep paying for therapy. Children needs to be independent in school, and all that. I was getting, in Nigeria, there's practically no support, but, I lost my job and it was really hard and then I got my first daughter, my third got a diagnosis of the same autism. So beginning of the year was rough, extremely rough. And I just knew that, okay, Chukwuebuka, you need to come off this. I don't care what it will happen. Well, it just has to happen. I'm done. So I told the school, I went to the school, I remember then, no, he doesn't need a therapist. It just said, sorry, he needs one and all that. And then, okay, long story short, for the first time, we ended up negotiating. Okay, the lady comes in instead of 5 times a week, she comes in 4 times a week and have that one day off and see how he copes. And by the end of the term, that's this term, I mean, during the examination, the therapist is telling me that, oh, Chukwuebuka was the only special student that was not allowed I wasn't allowed to work with him during exam. That is, they said Chukwuebuka is a big boy. He doesn't need you for exam, for an exam. And I'm like, what do you mean? I won't hear he failed though. I won't hear. He said, no, it's not a matter of that. Truly, he sat down and she was looking at him through the glass, but he sat down and was doing his work. And I was like, my Chukwuebuka. He said, yes, he sat down throughout the exam and did his work. I'm yet to see the result of that work. Oh. I'm yet to see the result, but the fact that he was even able to sit down and do it, hey God, that is a big testimony for me.
It is.
I'm so thankful to God. I know that is the beginning. That tells me there's a lot of independence, there's a lot of cautiousness, there's a lot of growth. I mean, and then, although I didn't give this testimony earlier on, as at his first half of the term, when his results came out, he was the highest in mathematics in his class.
Wow.
100 over 100. He ate mathematics and left no pieces.
He ate
So,
it.
yes, he did.
He ate it.
100 over 100. That is
That's
the same
beautiful.
person that, in fact, I can't, that's why I say, where do I start from? I can't tell God thank you enough, honestly. I don't even think I'm doing half of what I was doing last year because of funds in terms of supplements and all that. But I just left everything to go. Like, do your best and just, I couldn't buy the supplement, all those expensive fish oil, but he hasn't taken it in like 6 months. But what is happening? His brain is on fire. What is happening? God is my supplement. God is doing it, and I can't say thank you. And truly, this is why God says, I will not share my glory with any man.
Yes,
Truly,
nailed it.
he has come true for me in
Praise God.
Chukwebuka's life. His conversation rate is amazing. He talks, he's so inquisitive. Now he's running, doing races in school, and I'm like, I can't believe it, but I'm just thankful. I'm also thankful for my daughter. She got her diagnosis earlier in the year, but I had to figure out a way of starting therapy for her because it's the least I could do for her. So um, I started. I don't know where the funds came from, but this is 6 months in, and the funds have been coming in somehow. I thank God, and her improvement, most importantly, within 2 months she was completely potty trained. She's just going on 4 years. Within 2 months, she was completely potty trained. She now, she can count 1 to 20. She can do A to Z. Like, this is someone that could barely do anything at the beginning of the year. Her understanding is beautiful. Now she knows her name. She talks. I don't know. That's why I said my own testimony. I can't contain it. God knows my heart, and I just want to encourage every mother here. Oh, when your strength fails, that's when God steps in. That's all I can say. Thank you,
Mm.
Jesus.
That's a very, very big one and a wonderful way to wrap it up because total dependence on God, there's just a different thing. There's just a different thing that happens when you throw your hand completely and say, God, just carry me. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what else to do. Like, I'm at my wit's end. When we are broken, when we've gotten to where we want to completely yield to God, then you will see God shows up miraculously. I'm so thankful to God for your miracles, Maggie. I know all that happened this year, but You see how God is just doing this thing the way He wants to do it, and He's taking all the glory. That's the beauty. God is taking all the glory. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. I'll quickly read, if you want to share, please feel free to raise your hand. I'll quickly read some feedback in them from the chat. Nena said that our son, our professor, is more responsible and is trying to initiate conversations. He and his friends in class published a book with his teacher and his ears. That is beautiful. That is really, really beautiful. Where do we get to see a copy of it? Please, we need to see. We need to see Nina. And another feedback in the chat says, okay, this year we have seen our speech transform. This Lola sharing. He is getting more vocal about advocating for himself. Report from school says he is getting more independent. He took the EQAO exam, and even without support for his first time, I'm happy he could still get some work done. Since he started grade 4, his class teacher gives him spelling test every week, and just twice he has gotten 8 and 9. Every week he gets 10 over 10. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Well done, well done, well done. Well done, well done. Um, okay, Abby said, God has been faithful. Bella was given a COAAM device at school in September. I'm told she uses the device to make her request. That is beautiful. She is able to follow simple instruction and can sit down for 60 minutes virtual therapy. Wow. Once a week, she is starting to engage with her peers and brothers at home, started swimming, skating this year, and I'm so proud of her. I am also proud of her. I'm very proud of Bella. I'm very proud of Bella. Okay. Oh, wow. Edmonton Public Library has a copy of that book. That is interesting, Nina. That is really beautiful. Congratulations. 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 So yeah, this is just a tip of the iceberg of what God is doing in our midst and through our children. These are some, I'm sure we are not able to, I wish we all journal what is happening every day, all the wins that we see. I'm sure we'll have much, much more to share. But this is just thinking at the top of our head, okay, what happened? What's my son growth this year? And we can all testify that these are not easy feats. It is only God that could have helped our children to attain all these things. And I am particularly very grateful. I am particularly grateful that we can call on God to help us to intervene on these certain areas that are pain points for us. And we can see that God is daily, doing something. It's not as if He has forgotten us. God is working on our children. That is wonderful. I'm super, 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 super happy about that. Before we go to the next thing, I just want to find out, does anybody else want to share something, some of your sons or your daughters win for this year? Anybody wants to share, please feel free to share. Today is a conversational day, and I'm sure you are seeing what is happening from other people sharing their testimony, and you can see that you are not alone. Um, our children are gradually making changing, they're gradually improving, gradually getting better. I'm not ignorant of the fact that we have challenges this year. I also went through my own bout, but yes, God has been faithful. So anybody else want to share?
Well, I think I should share. I will not
Please
be
do.
somebody that
Please
is
do.
ignorant of God's message.
Ah,
Well,
please.
I'm just thinking about this communication, like Lara said, because I remember we were always on this communication journey then. Um, right now I can have a lot of conversation with my son, back
Beautiful.
and forth. We can argue, we can say a lot of things.
You
Like this is someone
argue?
that didn't say any word until 4.5 years, and now
Wow.
we talk nonstop. So it's a good thing to see that his communication has improved, both expressive and what's the other one?
Receptive.
Receptive, yeah. So he understands things, he communicates his needs, and that's wonderful.
I'm really, really happy, Shayo. I'm really, really happy. Now you're arguing. You are arguing. So me to say yes,
Yeah.
pa. But yeah, I know the feeling. And trust me, they are so good at advocating for themselves. And you wonder who you and who now. I beg, but yeah, we are grateful to God that they are able to even express themselves, advocate for themselves. They know what they want and they are communicating now. It's just God's goodness. It's just God's goodness. Thank you for sharing, Shire. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else want to share? Anybody? Tochi, you need to unmute yourself and share because I see Professor and I know that yes, he's doing great things.
I actually just joined, so I don't even know what you guys are talking
Oh, okay.
about.
We are sharing some of our children's wins for this year, like their improvements, the things that they're able to do now.
Oh, Zane. Zane has been doing good. We thank God. Sorry, my background is a bit noisy because I'm outside.
That's okay.
Uh, yeah, like you said, he's really been improving. I mean, he can use lots of words now. Zane can actually even argue with you, but his own argument, sure, you'll not be hearing what he's saying. But as you're talking your own, he's talking. Whatever he's saying, I don't know. But yeah, his understanding is improving. It's been back and forth, but God has been faithful. We've actually come a long way. If you're on
Yes.
my WhatsApp, you would know that we've come a long way. Like, I can't remember a lot of things right now, but
Oh, his
this year
request
has
for
been good.
fries every time you're
Oh,
driving.
Jesus, this boy, I cannot pass. See, Zane knows the sign or the sign it, what do they call it? The signboard or whatever of Chick-fil-A and McDonald's. He knows it. If you like, sneak and pass. Once he sights it from afar,
I
I
want
want
fries.
twice. He calls it twice. See, because all of his front teeth are falling out, he cannot use the F sound and the M sound. So fries is twice. He will start singing, I want yeah, now he requests for things, other
Yeah.
things to not just, he now tells you when he's hungry, I want food, I want water, I want to sleep. Like the other day he came, I want to sleep. I'm like, Ogabe, go sleep fast, fast. Let me
Fast,
rest.
fast. Beautiful.
Yeah, so it's been
Beautiful.
good. Even in school, he's doing well too. And we thank God.
Thank
We
you for
thank God.
sharing,
Yeah.
Tochi. Thank God. Thank God. Like Zayn has come a very long way, and
Yes, he has.
it's really beautiful to see what God is doing. It's really
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else wants to share? Anybody else wants to share? Anybody else? I want to make sure that I give everybody an opportunity to share. Please, your child is not where they were. No matter how small you think the win is, it's going to encourage somebody here. And so please don't be shy to share. Don't be shy to share. Anybody wants to share? Okay. While we're all thinking about it, I just thought this is just going to be like a 10 minutes, not basically ranting, but it's just to encourage ourselves that we need to build, we can see the growth of our children, the things they were not able to do before, the things they're able to do now. Trust me, this thing did not happen by happenstance. Like it didn't just fly and happen. There were some conscious decisions, there were some conscious things that were done. And that is why I just want to just take another 5 minutes to encourage everyone as we go into 2026 that your child will not thrive by accident. No matter how much you love your child, no matter how much, like it will not happen by accident. They will thrive with simple and consistent systems. Like it doesn't have to be, well, anybody that have been hearing me would know that I rant about this. It doesn't have to be like for so long. You just have to do like minimum 20 minutes with your child. Sit with your child 20 minutes a day. I don't even do 5 days in a week. So I know there are 7 days in a week. 3 times in a week. As simple as that. But on a consistent basis, that allows you time to also think. That allows your child time to do other things. But see, if we want our children to thrive and do much, much more greater things than what we are talking about now in 2026, we need to be able to build systems. We need to be able to build systems. Systems will help you reduce stress as a parent. You don't want to be fatigued. It will help take out that decision thing that, oh, what are we going to do today? It just helps create peace in your mind. If you're able to sit down, write out the things you want to be able to do, and just gradually do it. Now, in 2026, personally for myself, I don't look for perfection. I don't try to make sure that I have everything bam, 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 bam. No, no, no. It's just giving everybody in the house like a predictable rhythm. We know what to expect, what to do. In the evening, we know what to do. At this time, we know what to do. On Mondays, we know what we are doing. On Tuesdays, Wednesdays, the rest of the week, we know what we are doing. Like everybody knows, and there is no tussle, there's no banter, there's no anxiety. Everybody just follows the rhythm. That is what having a system does for you and your family. And so I just want to encourage everyone, that as we go to 2026, I know the holidays are coming. I don't know if you shut down in your place of employment or not, but I want to encourage everybody to try and carve out some time and just try and figure out like what would the days of the week look like for your family. Like in the morning, you know what you are doing. In the afternoon, when the children get back, like what things do you want them to do? Some systems like, okay, in Monday to Friday, Monday to Thursday, no TV, Friday to Sunday, binge as long as you can. That's what we do at home. Binge as long as you can. Like just write out some things that just helps reduce your thinking so that by the end of the day, everybody knows what to do. You too, you're not stressed. Everybody is thriving. And with this rhythm, the repetition helps with our children. It strengthens their learning because they know what to expect. So the anxiety that they want to cry that, oh, you're taking out maybe probably screen time or you're asking them to do a study time, it's out of the way because they know, oh, this is what we do on a good day. This is our norm. So that's creating a system, that habit of having a structure helps with transition, helps with behavior, it helps with self-regulation. It helps to just make your own life better as a parent. So I just want to quickly encourage everybody that please, as this we are enjoying the chicken and the turkey, please just take time to sit down, just reflect a bit and write it down. Write it down, write out what systems you want to improve on. But probably you have systems that work for you. Or maybe I should even ask, probably we can all learn and just get experiences. Does anybody have a family system? Like it doesn't have to be perfect. Trust me, it's not perfection. Like a system that kind of worked for you this year. Do you care to share so that some people can just get some ideas on what they can do? Like some system that works for you. I can start off like in my house, we don't watch TV even as adults. On Monday to Thursday, there is no TV. On Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we stay up as late as we want to can and watch all that we want to watch. So anything you want to watch, defer it to Friday. And on Friday, please knock yourself out. At times, the kids ask me from Friday morning, Mom, like every day they are looking for, is it Friday? Is it Friday? And once it's Friday, they know that, oh, we're going all out, and I allow them to do whatever they want to do on Friday. Over the weekend, they watch as much as they want to. So that's a system that works for me. So Demi does not come and tell me he needs screen time on. No, because it knows our norm. At times when it does, it's probably because, okay, we are working on something in school and it has to be on the screen. So that has worked for us. Sometimes does not mean that we're 100% perfect on it, or does not mean that sometimes it doesn't hold the device. No, but we know that, okay, that is what we are all working towards, and it's work in progress until we get there. So does anybody want to share? Is there a system that works for you or your family that we can all glean from? Please feel free to share, please. Please, now you must be doing something. We are learning today. Please, 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 unmute yourself.
What about those of us that are just winging it?
Well, we are all winging it.
Because some days we're just winging it, trying to make it to the next day.
No, but sometimes there are some things that you do on a regular basis that you don't know is a system.
Oh well, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. That's
You'll be so surprised, Tochi, that before, Zane does not stand in front of camera with you.
Oh, yes.
And now he does and even says hi.
True.
That's because you've been doing that thing on a consistent basis.
On a consistent basis.
He's not afraid to come to the camera and say hi now. I even hear his voice from just those few clips. That is like a system that you do every Sunday before you go to church.
Oh, yeah. He has gotten used to that. He knows that once we're ready to step out of the house to church on Sunday, you must say hi to the camera and say, I'm going to church. Bye. Blow a kiss.
Like literally, you are teaching him something. That is an interaction. And you can see that he has warmed up to it over the years. That is a system. It doesn't have to be that we know everything. But for a parent that your child is struggling with communication and will not communicate, just that consistency. Before I told Zane was not talking. Now I can hear him say bye. He tries to say something. So that was a system. That is still a system that you do. So please, anybody, feel free to share something that you do on a consistent basis that we can all learn from.
I don't know. This is Nena.
Hi,
I
Nina.
don't know. Oh, yeah, I don't know if it is a system, but Camto and I, we agreed and negotiated and we shook hands over a deal that he only gets his iPad on Saturday evenings when he comes back from respite with his respite worker. So he anticipates it and he knows it's on a Saturday. So as soon as he gets back, he goes to take a shower and he says, it's now time for iPad. Mommy, it was a deal. And then I give him his iPad and probably for like 2 hours, then I take it back and we are done till the next week. So also in the mornings before he goes to school, music calms him down and he loves this set of musicians from, is it Australia or New Zealand? This the King and Country. Yeah, it's a King and Country. So every morning before he goes to school, he plays that on the TV and he listens to all of their music as much as he can. Now he has switched to their Christmas music because it's Christmas and he knows it's Christmas. So that's what we do in the mornings for just so that he goes to school in a very good
Good.
mindset.
Yes, and
Mm.
that just helps him to regulate himself as well. It tells him that, oh, we are going to school. So that is a system that you have created, playing songs, music from him in the morning. That it makes him feel good. It goes off the door happy. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a system, Nina. That's a system. Shayo, thank you for sharing. Shayo, I'm going to share my screen. I just shared their activity board. I'm just going to try and zoom in so you can see. Um, she has an activity reward chart for her sons. No screaming, really, no screaming. They brush their teeth, they shower, and they just put those stars when they were able to do it. And everybody can see it's like a visual reminder of the things they were able to do by themselves. Or Shaya, do you want to elaborate on this?
Yeah, so that's a little reward chart that he has. There are different activities. We change them according to the days of the week. So he needs to get at least 80% of all the activities that he has before he gets its iPad on weekend. So I'm sure this is the last one I took the picture is probably a weekend where he had to do all the things himself. Before the school days, he also has different activities that he does. So if he doesn't do all the things himself or he does them with prompts, then he doesn't get a star and he knows he's not getting his iPad or laptop during the weekend.
Thank you so much for sharing. For me, that's one of our goal next year is to remove prompts in a lot of things. So this is a very good way for them to, without prompting, you need to do all this independently. Okay, okay. Thank you for sharing. That's definitely going to help me. Chris, and now I see. But is there anybody else who want to share like a system that knowingly or unknowingly you've been consistently doing and it's been benefiting your child? Do you mind sharing with us?
I've been juicing every morning for the past, I think, 4 years now. I think that's a system that it's helped me because it helps me get in their vitamins. Like I just pour the powder into the juice and all that. So yeah, I think I should pat myself for every single morning 4 years. That's nice. I think so.
But doing that
Yeah.
consistently, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you should pat yourself on the back, Maggie. Pat
It's
yourself on the
helped me
back.
a lot. It's
Yes,
really helped
that's
me.
the
Thank
system
you.
that you were doing. So if you don't mind, write this thing down, right? I know we just do it unconsciously. I didn't even know that it was a system. Now that you said it out, and I just remembered, oh, I actually do juicing for Demi like 3 times in a week. Me, I don't try to overstretch, but 3 times in a week, I know it takes smoothies, and in the smoothies, I'll put lion's mane and what's it called, moringa, and it drinks it. So that is a system that I am not even conscious of that we do every week. That's really good, Maggie, that you've been able to juice for your children every day. Ah, I salute you. Pat yourself on the back. Anybody else wants to share, please? Then we can go to, I'm just being mindful of our time. We'll go to the next thing. We're supposed to go to a breakout room, parent circle. But I'm really loving this conversation, and I will need you guys to give me a thumbs up if you want us to have that breakout room here, or you really want to go to breakout room. I think we are about, yes, we can break out, but let me know. Do we want to do it here, or do we go to the breakout room? Okay, Nina, that's fine. What do you guys think? Because this one now, it's we're talking about the things that were heavy on our mind this year. Here, okay. I can see here. Right now, the breakout room, I think the topic for discussion is well, we said this, but I want us to just talk about what felt heavy and what helped you through. What felt heavy, what situation, what experience was very heavy for you, and what helped you through while everybody's doing okay here, okay, we are doing it here already. We're in the breakout room. One breakout room here. Let me see if I can now view everybody in the gallery view. Yeah, okay, yes, I can see everybody now. Yes, for me, what felt heavy and what helped me through. Okay, so I'm sharing because I want you guys to think and then you would share your experience. For me, I think 3 experiences are coming to mind. Not that I wrote it down because I also want to be spontaneous. I didn't want to over prepare. I know during this year, Demi's funding finished early. Demi's funding finished early, and what that entails was that he had to stop. Demi has been doing ABA, speech therapy, OT for 5 years, like 2 times in a week, and on Fridays he has additional speech. And his funding finished, and we had to stop at the end of was it August or September? And initially, I was afraid that, okay, what will happen? Is it going to regress? Like I didn't know, like our life for the past 5 years has been therapy every week, like every week. And so that almost wanted to throw me off. But I think mentally, God has helped us to a point. God has helped me personally to a point that I know whatever happened is not happened by chance. Whatever is happening is because God has a plan. And I think mine was like, God, just show me your perspective in this situation. Show me what would happen. Because yes, we had to tell school that Demi is coming to school full time now, as to coming late on the days it goes for therapy before. That felt heavy, but what helped me through was knowing fully well that Abiola, chill. This is also an opportunity for you to see Demi's independence in school without therapy. Like we've paid enough for therapy. So if this is the end of therapy, so be it. But yes, I think having the right mindset, knowing fully well that whatever is happening is going to turn out for good. Like it might be a struggle, does not mean, and that will lead me to the next thing. Might be a struggle, but I know it will turn out for good. Like I was just resolute that no matter how we start, it will turn out for good. So that was one thing that felt heavy. But yes, having the right mindset helped me power through. The second thing was that Demi's EA, Demi has had an EA since it was in grade 1. Is it grade 1 or grade 2? and now he's in grade 6. And so for about 4 years, they had an EA, even though he had a constant EA, even though they do interchange. And she went on mat leave. And so imagine somebody who literally knows him, like she knows Demi so well that before I give Demi a Christmas present, she has given him that Christmas present every year. Like she was very, very in tune with his interest every year. She beats me to what I get. I want to. So they usually have like double of almost everything that I know he wants. And by the time it's Christmas, she will have sent that package back home to him for Christmas present. And so she went on mat leave. And of course, we were excited for her. We celebrated for her family. We sent gift. But I was like, okay, how is this going to play out? Because literally it was a roller coaster advocating for, because irrespective of the sharing or passing on knowledge about Demi, it was not as exact as somebody who has been working with him for years. So we had to go back to advocating. I had to do like the communication was quite overwhelming for me. Meetings with class teacher, meeting with CERT. They were changing CERT. They had like 3 CERTs within this September to December. Not only that, I had to tell her, okay, these are his interests. In case you guys cannot see the accommodation that he works within his IEP, this is what I need you guys to see. It's testing. How do they test him? I'm like, no, this is Damien's things. This is his strength. He knows the knowledge, expressive and saying the response is areas they will not thrive in. So modify your testing. How do you assess him in a different way? So that was quite a tussle. It's like after every meeting, I'm mentally drained, like literally mentally drained after every meeting. But God, in His infinite mercy, will just find a way or send a word to just boost my morale back. Because trust me, it really does weigh me down. Because I'm like, Demi is in grade 6. I don't want him to relent. I want him rather going forward. I want him to catch up on the things that he's doing. But yeah, God's word was just what helped me through those moments. At times, my spouse doesn't know how to comfort me because he, I don't even know how to summarize it. Thank God I just use AI to summarize because verbally I don't want to regurgitate all those things because they're quite heavy. But it gets the feel when it sees my mood change. And so this quarter has been a roller coaster. But yes, God's word has just been helping me power through. So those were some things that felt heavy for me this year. I know I said 3, but let me just give other people time to talk. But can you share? And we are just sharing this to just, I know we've spoken a lot about our children's wins, their strength, even our own personal wins, but I'm not ignorant of the fact that we go through daily challenges. And I just want us to, it's okay to talk about that, like we can identify that, but we are not going to let those situations stopped us. And that is why we're having this conversation. So the question again is, what felt heavy for you this year and what helped you through? So I've shared mine. I hope you have more content into what I'm hoping we can talk about. These are breakout conversations. So feel free to unmute yourself or raise your hand and just share with us so that we can all learn together. Thank you. So who's going next? I went first. Has it been really, really, really eyes for you guys? I think I'm the only one that went through some basketballs.
Well, for me, it's probably schooling. There are days where the teachers will send good comments, and days they will send bad comments. Oh, he's not listening today. He was having a rough time with another student today. All those kind of comments. And there are times, oh, Donald actually had a good day today. All the transitions were fine. At the time, I was actually considering homeschooling. I'm still considering it, probably when he finished elementary, because all the things that they complain about in school, when we get home and we sit down with him, he does it. And in class, they will say, oh, it's taking 40 minutes to do addition. And at home, if you sit down with him, it might not take a lot less than 15 minutes.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I know, even though he has assistants, there are times, I know Canada education is just the way it is. Even for normal, neurotypical kids, they still have comments and unnecessary comments. So yeah, it's just schooling that gets into me at times. At times the comment, I mean the feedback will come when probably I'm in a meeting at work and I just look at my phone and I just said, oh, don't know this, and that today. And it just disoriented me and might weigh me down, like I said, and I look at it again. Well, tomorrow they said, oh, good things happen, and that's one of why I said I learned that time and chance happen to all things. So whether good or bad, we move on and we surely overcome.
Thank you so much for sharing, Shayo. Thank you. At times, I really just wonder, you'll be surprised I'm also considering homeschool. And I'm wondering, how will I do it? I'm like, I really do not know because I'm wondering, how can you say my son is unable to do this? And at home, he sits down and does it like effortlessly with just me sitting beside him. And in school with EAs, he's not able to do that. So the dynamics, I don't understand the setting in school. I don't know how the EAs are passing the information, how the class teacher. So yes, I'm also confused. I get confused like you mentioned, but yeah, it's for a time and we move.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we retire early or we take some time off career and do homeschooling.
As in, I'm like literally legitimately considering it's just my husband will be so worried. But I haven't said that out. But as at this week, I was still even downloading somebody that was sharing resources for iSchool. She titled it On School. I'm like, okay, maybe it's even time I unschool Damien as well, but I don't know how that will play. I don't know the dynamics about that. I've not even put it in my prayer point, so it's still, and if it's in my prayer point, God will give me direction, yes or no, but I don't know. But yes, it's just ruminating when I hear these things, and it has a way to just down your day, like you said, Shire. But again, we move. We move. Anybody else wants to share? What felt heavy for you this year and what helped you through? Bolade, you've not spoken, no. Omoye, you've also not spoken. Have you been on a high roller coaster all year long?
Hi.
Hi, Ganiat.
Okay. I know I just joined, but I think I have an idea of what you're talking about. So I just want to share what felt heavy for me this year.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, what felt heavy for me was moving Imran from the regular school to a special class. Um, I discussed with a few people in the group about this last year, and there were different opinions and all that. But when we revisited the topic earlier this year, and then the teach and like what Shaya said, the teachers are like, Imran can do this, and I'm like, he can do it. He does this at home and all that. And then ABA also is saying he can do it. And then we realized that he has a large number of students in class, which makes him easily distracted. So, which is one of the reasons why they are not able to see the best in him. So, they were like, if you go to a specialized class, they're going to be smaller and then it's going to have almost like a one-on-one tutor and all that. And then they made me understand the fact that the higher it goes, the more the students in class. So that was a very big decision for me because I didn't know what I was going into and I didn't know if I should try it. And I didn't just want to push him if we're not noticing any progress. So I spoke with a few people and then the special class is actually like 80% life skills, being able to do things on your own, being able to take care of yourself, which I was trying to prioritize. Like I wasn't even sure what I wanted to do. So I I prayed about it and okay, let's give it a shot. And they were like, if you don't like it, come back. This is your home school. We'll never send you back. Well, let him try it and let's see how that unfolds. So that was a very big decision for me. And then, I had a meeting with the school and I was told they had three different classes and then the classes compiled of like different grades. So it starts from grade 4
So some students might be grade 4, 5, and 6 in the same class. So they separate them based on different things like level of independence, level of communication, level of understanding, you know. So I was wondering, where would Imran be? Those were my fears. Like, I hope Imran doesn't learn like some behaviors he's not doing. I hope he doesn't regress. You know, I was very concerned about a lot of things. So luckily for me, it was in CP3, and it was so I asked the teacher, okay, what kind of students are here? They're like, they are they are verbal to an extent. They require support still, but not 100% support. And I told the teacher, I need him to be independent. I don't want you to do things for him. I need you to supervise him. He can do it. He just needs a bit of push and a bit of challenge, you know? And then, yeah, so we started in September. And the teachers, we have a communication book. And, you know, there was a day I decided to make meat pie. Excuse me. And
Bless
thank you. And Imran was like rolling the dough out. I was shocked. Like, I never said that to you. So apparently they roll the dough in school. They bake almost every Thursdays and is always involved. And I noticed that anytime I'm cooking also, he's with me. He wants to be involved. He wants to mix the egg. So I give him the egg. Okay, break the eggs. How many eggs are we breaking? He's gonna break, he's gonna whisk it. He wants to pour it in the pot. I'm like, okay, if you like cooking, why not? Let's look into maybe culinary schools for you and all that, you know? So they made me understand that going there might even make you see what your child is interested in because they will expose them to different skills and all that. And then whatever you think works. And if you notice that, if they notice that your child is actually doing well in a particular subject and can um, meet up with his regular class, they will take him to the class and, you know, listen to the lecture or participate in the subject together. For example, if your child is very good in maths and is at the same level as his grade 5, they will take him there to participate, you know. So they really encourage integration and all that. So recently we had a meeting, and then the meeting was like all parents in the special classes were there. Those that have been there for the past 3 years and those of us that are new. So talking to them, you know, gave me a sense of, okay, I think we didn't make a bad decision after all, you know. And then they explained how much progress they've made and, you know, the challenges they all faced and they are still facing for some kids. My sister, well,
That's beautiful. Well, I'm
yeah,
happy that whatever your decision, like I told you, it's your decision. You know your child
yeah,
best. And so you're able to tweak one size fit. There's no one size fits all for all our children, but you just have to cater to your child's best interest at every point in time. So yes, that must have felt heavy taking that decision. But like you said, hearing from other parents also help you to just resolidify that you've made the right call for your son. Thank you for sharing, Ganiyat. Anybody else want to share? Please feel free to share. We are all learning together. What felt heavy for you and what helped you through? Anybody? Ah, you guys have been balling, oh, because me, I had plenty things. But God always came through. Anybody else want to share? Oh, okay. I'm just going to read from the chat. It said, what was tough was trying to balance sufficient time with my three kids who are different strategic stages. They go, oh, sorry. I want to read. Pardon me, just my immediate expression. Like they go to three different schools, so that's a lot to do. Yes, that's why I made that deep sigh, like, oh, three different schools? Oh, okay. So far, sorry, I'm trying to read. So far, I have found that silence, creating moments in silence and me time has helped me to navigate this successfully. It was tough at the beginning, but we are getting there. Oh, wow. Please. I'm clapping for you and giving you your flowers, Lara. I don't know how that is, but difficult even juggling the logistics around that can be a whole lot, can take a whole mental toll. I don't know how you will not be cranky in the morning when you know they're going to drop someone here, the other one here, and the third person here, and getting everybody out of the door at the same time. And you want the kids to be happy without, and you also want to be happy. Like there's a whole mental tussle in just that. But I'm really grateful that to God that you said you somehow getting the hang of it. It can only be God that is strengthening you and your spouse. So well done. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else wants to share? Anybody else wants to share? If you're not able to unmute yourself, you can always type it out. But if you're able to unmute yourself, that'll be lovely so that we can get the full perspective. Okay. Um, I don't know about you. I would not want to keep you longer than expected, but if that's all for our breakout room, I think we've done about 25 minutes or 20 minutes, so that's quite sufficient. At least we've had a few experiences of what felt heavy for us and how some parents have powered through. I'm hoping that you were able to get one tip on how you can power through, even when life throws lemon at you, you can find a way to just, hold on to God for hope and turn it to lemonade. Don't let that, whatever would happen in 2026, weigh you down. Just be resolute that God has your best interest in heart. So I think we'll just wrap up our breakout room there, even though we're having it in one big room. But I think the next thing on our agenda is to just talk about our secret center, and then we'll start wrapping up by, revealing some things around 2026 for COAAM, and then we'll call it a day. Call it a day. I've been enjoying myself. I love the fact that a lot of people are sharing, and I do not take it for granted. Thank you for not leaving me hanging here. But yes, at was it September, October, I was wondering what we could do, and one of our lovely sisters here, Doctor, had shared that we can do Secret Santa, and that's just on a random call. Like a lot of us have lots of ideas on how we can make this community more vibrant, more better, appreciating ourselves. And thank you, Janika, for sharing that with me. It wasn't my original idea. I haven't even heard about it, but yes, I'm always somebody curious as well. And I dug into what we can do about Secret Santa. And so, yes, we had Secret Santa in Canada, UK, and Nigeria. It was only US. I think the US folks were just too, um, I don't know, probably too busy. Nobody participated. But yes, we had people in Nigeria, in Canada, and in UK participated, and it was lovely to see that most people, I would say 99% of people have gotten their gift from their Secret Santa. Is there anybody here that participates in the Secret Santa? I know some people were dropping their feedback on how they felt receiving a gift. I received a gift from my Secret Santa, and it felt really, really good that somebody else was giving me a gift and not just me. I don't know how, if somebody here participated, there were one or two people are able to unmute themselves and just share how that felt. That would be grateful, and we can just move on to 2026 and call it a day for today. Anybody here participated in the Secret Santa? And you've received your gift, or you sent out a gift. I know I sent out a gift to.
When did that one happen? When did you put this Secret Santa?
Okay, we did Secret Santa. We did Secret Santa in October. We sent out the gift
Wow,
in
in
November.
October. Oh wow.
Yes, in
I really do not
October.
check my WhatsApp messages enough. Okay.
Maybe that
Yes.
dropped by.
I know I don't, yeah.
Maybe that dropped by. But yes, we did Secret Santa and it was good. I sent a gift to somebody. Okay, was it in, I can't remember, but yes, the address was in the group and I sent a gift to somebody and I also received a gift. So did anybody here receive a gift or sent a gift out? Anybody? It can definitely not be me. I can see some people. Okay, I can see. I sent and I received a gift. Thank you. Thank you. I know Jenny is a little tired today, a little learning the weather, and the Lord is your strength. Yeah, thank you for sharing. She sent a gift and she received a gift. Anybody else sent a gift and received a gift? Definitely not me alone. But it was good. Oh, thank you, Lara. She said both. She sent a gift and she received a gift. It was a wonderful feeling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think the fact that we had things, we put things in our wish list, make sure that we're getting something that we really would appreciate. So thank you so much to those who participated. God bless you. This is just to let you know that if you have any Oh, that's okay. That's okay. If you have, thank you, Tochi. If you have any suggestion, please feel free to just share it with me. By the grace of God, God will help me to see how we can figure it out and we'll work that out. So whatever God drops on your mind on something we can do for the community in 2026, please don't keep quiet and just share. Just share. And so to start rounding up, I'm just going to talk a little about what God is dropping on my mind around 2026 for COAAM. It's interesting that we can go to God in prayer and you will tell him that, okay, God, give me like a snapshot or a highlight of what 2026 will look like. And I remembered I took a retreat. And interestingly, it's just like I said, having a system does a lot of wonders. It was on those days that I didn't feel like praying, on those days where I was very, very tired. Like I was tired, but I still dragged myself out of bed, came to my study room here, and I was praying. And after praying, I usually just read my Bible. I read about 3 chapters in the morning. And it was when I was reading the chapter for the day that I saw the word, and the word was faith brings joy. Faith brings joy. So just get ready in case you start seeing me putting on hoodie shirts that has that word. That is the word God gives me for 2026. Faith brings joy. And I haven't unwrapped it. I know God has given me a scripture to back that particular word, and I'm beginning to just ask God to just give me understanding regarding how this will pan out. But even just looking at it on a highlight, it's letting us be resolute in the love of God. Excuse me. It's just a reminder that whatever 2026 throws at us, as long as you are able to believe, you're not believing in your own ability, you're not believing in your own strength, you're not relying on your own knowledge, on your intellect, you're not relying on therapists, you are relying on God. As long as you have faith in God and you know who God is, God will always come through for you and your child and your family. And because of that knowledge, you would make sure that you're resolute in your joy. You are protecting your joy. You are not allowing the circumstances around your day or around your children affect your joy, because joy gives you strength. And so that is the word for 2026. I don't know. I'm trusting God to help me, fleshing out what each month will look like based on that word, that key word. And I just want to encourage you. Please interact a lot with us in 2026. I know you did. I know the life was basketballs, all of us. But trust me, it's just the help of God that I've been able to be consistent in this. Not because I know what to do. No. I just do what it tells me to do. And sometimes when you say I'm quiet, it's because the instruction is quiet, but immediately I have a new instruction, you will see me posting things, you will see me dropping ideas around the WhatsApp group or in the main our IG platform. But I just want you to just be in tune with that word. I don't know what that word means for you. Faith brings joy, but I want you to begin to think about it. Begin to think about it. Don't let the circumstances or the fact that you're parenting a child with a diagnosis, don't let that withhold you from pursuing your dream as a parent. Don't let that withhold you from showing up fully for your spouse or for your other kids. Don't let that stop you from showing fully well in other areas God has called you to. There are other things that God wants us to be there that we think that we don't have time for it. Surprisingly, I find myself, I ask myself, how am I able to do all this? It's just that God is helping me, not because I'm doing on my own strength. So I just want you to start thinking about that word, that faith brings joy, and you're not trusting in your own strength, you're trusting in God. who is able to carry you on his wings. And I trust that those words will encourage you as we go through 2026 in Jesus' name. Amen. That's about it for all that I have on our agenda. We are right at the time. I like the fact that God has just helped me to, we are very bam, bam, bam on time tonight. And I just want to thank everyone who has volunteered with us in COAAM Praise and in COAAM Admin and the back end, helping to upload the website, put information on our website, helping me to post things on our YouTube page, on our Instagram page, in whatever way you have contributed, in whatever way, helping me to add members to the WhatsApp community, in whatever way that you have contributed. I just really want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know this is not yet a paid gig, it's not yet a paid work. Maybe one day God will make it, so God will bless us so much that we can pay for your time. But I just really want to appreciate you for the bottom of my heart for all that you do for all the families that we support. It's only God Himself that will reward you. God Himself will reward you, and it will be a good reward on earth. It will be a good reward. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for supporting the mission and the vision of COAAM. Before we round up, I'm just going to, okay, maybe I should just put that one down. I'm just going to put a one last call for anyone that wants to volunteer in 2026. Anyone that wants to volunteer in 2026, I will just try and repost the volunteer form. But before you fill the form, I'm putting out a caveat out there. Please, if you will not have time, please, there's no need volunteering. I know your heart desires is to support and give back, but if you think you'll not be able to do it, you'll not have the bandwidth, please don't support, because yes, I am working on myself. I hate working, not that it, that's a strong word. I struggle with burdening people and reminding people on their tasks. That's one thing that I don't like to do, because I know I'm actually taking your time. So if you're able to do any task without reminders, please, 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 I'll reshare the group, I'll reshare the volunteer form. Feel free to sign up. But if you're not able to do right now, that's okay. That's okay. I don't know, somehow God has been helping us and is the only one that is going to help us again. So God will help us power through again. But I really want to say thank you to everyone for supporting COAAM, for liking our posts, for encouraging us, for interacting one way or the other. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. And so before we round up, as usual, I would usually like to ask, is there any parent struggling with something that you need like an idea on? Is there an area that you need support on right now before we wrap up? This is our discuss anything moment now. This is our whatever it is on your mind that is heavy on your mind, or you need an idea, you need to troubleshoot on something, rub minds with people. If there's something heavy on your mind that you need some feedback or suggestion on, please feel free to unmute yourself and let's just talk it together.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I just wanted to ask a quick question about anybody dealing with hyperactivity. That's kind of like our big issue here. Whenever there's anything bothering my son, it's like he's just jumping from different heights. Like, I don't know. We thought we kind of knew what we are doing, but it's like when we've gotten to a spot where he's stable, then one small thing happens. Recently was eczema, and then everything goes downhill again. So
Mm.
how do you guys do hyperactivity?
That's interesting because and that's the beauty of just sharing. Share as much as you can. You had said that recently he had eczema, and for those who don't know, eczema happens as a result of a flare up in the gut. So the question I will ask you, Omunye, is what changed? Was it taking new things that it wasn't taking before? Probably is reacting to something. Now we know our children get hyper, or their body converts some food that they eat as a, I don't know the right word now. Their body converts some food that they are sensitive to in an adverse way, whereby instead of it to just break down, it's difficult for them to break down. And when those chemicals seep into their guts, seeps into their body, they're all hyper. They are like they have this opioid-like effect. They're high on something. They're jumping, jumping, jumping. It could be something as full. So can you think back? Did something really change? Was he sick? What really happened before all this hyper came back, or has it been hyper all this while?
I'll say he has been hyper for for months. It was kind of like we saw like okay, there was a decline. I think I don't know. It happens all the time towards this time of the year, like
Mm.
from mid to this today. How would I put now? Towards the last quarter of the year, we see the hyperactivity starting. And then once it's getting to this time, it kind of reduces. But it's like this one did not reduce. It just kept going on and on and on. And it was exhausting. Like for the past few months, in fact, I think I was going through a burnout. I stopped responding to messages. I was just off. But it's like, okay, we're now seeing kind of like, okay, a light at the end of the tunnel, and then all of a sudden the eczema again. So I would say we didn't really change anything diet-wise. I can't think of anything new. I know the last time I went to the clinic, the doctor was saying maybe allergies. So I've just kind of like removed everything new. I won't say there's anything new I've really been giving him, to be honest. And the eczema has been on and off. It comes and goes, comes and goes. It's like so I'm just like really cracking my head thinking of anything new, but off the top of my head, no. There's nothing new that we've really started.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
He
Um,
had eczema as a baby, and then we were using Cetaphil, and that took care of it. All of a sudden, it came back again this year, like coming and going.
hmm, okay.
So
Mirabel, you wanted to add something?
I wanted to please ask her a question. Has she tested for mold?
This one.
Has she ruled out mold in the house or in the environment?
Well, I where we were staying before, I was kind of like guessing we might have mold, but that was kind of like one reason why we moved. We're in a brand new house, now, so I don't think mold is an issue.
Hmm.
Can you try to get tested? I
Okay,
wish
sure.
to she was new because right now there's this herb now that she found. Like you just sprinkle it on the wall and
Hmm.
immediately it shows you, even if you just painted, you just moved in. Because that's
Yeah.
one, all the systemic reaction is what I think I'm hearing from what you're saying. Because like what
Mm-hmm.
Viola said, it's something
Satan.
that's inflaming his guts. Mommy,
Mm.
hang in there and start writing. Start writing,
Okay.
whether you just started, maybe you change this oil or it just started eating something different. Might just be a little snack or a new fruit.
Okay. I guess what I
Yeah.
was thinking of doing was starting all over, like removing a lot of things I don't know, and then start adding them one after the other again.
Yes,
That's
that's
the
the
best
right way.
approach. Yeah, that's a
Exactly.
good way. That's a good way to do it. Ganias has also asked that is he constipated in any way?
No, no, not at all.
Mm.
He's very regular with both.
Okay. Okay. Well, I just at the top of my head, what I would like, what you had thought of is to take out a lot of things and gradually introduce back and see if anything makes a change. And
Mom.
then I
Okay.
think that can help. But
Okay.
I really don't know. For me, for children hyper, it could be that it's food. They are insensitive to some food that they eat, or apart from sensitivity, it could be that their body just needs to break out those energy. They have food, probably high carb food that gives them more energy and they just need to burn it some way or the other. So you can even include more exercises,
Exactly.
do more
Okay.
exercises whereby it really, really make use of burn down that energy in their body system. That's another thing I can
Then
just
how much
think of.
sunlight? Since how much sunlight does he get?
Now that it's winter, it's a challenge. Most of the sunlight he gets is
Oh.
so it's super cold now. During the summer, at least, he was able to burn a lot of energy using a trampoline, but now it's like he's jumping inside the house.
But do you supplement with vitamin D?
Okay, exactly.
I haven't started yet. I just recently got vitamin D, so I'm gonna start now that it's winter. But getting
Mm.
he's super picky. I've been trying to find different vitamins for him that sorry, I have the vitamins that I bought, but getting him to take it is really difficult. I was
I
using
know.
Ella sachet, so I'm still kind of cracking my head. I guess that'll be my next question. Which multivitamins are your kids taking right now? Because he's not taking anyone now because he doesn't like the one I got.
Okay, so if he does not like, you have to tweak to something else. For me, my son, well, Demi, right from time we've been introducing him to all these things, so he's kind of used to it. So for Demi now, he has, I give him, what's it called now? He takes vitamin C, he takes vitamin D and black seed oil in a gel, like what's it called? How do they call that thing now?
Soft gels.
Soft gel, yes.
Okay.
Soft gel, and he would take his normal olive oil and fish oil with inulin. That's all it takes.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, I
all it
got
takes.
that's omega-3 that you posted about one time, and I was able to give him for a while, but then it's like after a while he was like, I'm done. I don't want this anymore. So we're back to
Ah,
the
did you
drawing board.
stop for a while?
No, I did. Yeah, I've stopped for a while now because
Oh,
it just it's like I was forcing him, begging him, bribing him, and after a while he's like, I don't. And that's when my son is not really verbal, but he found the word. Say, I don't want it. Like
oh boy. Oh
I'm like,
boy. Oh,
respect that and figure something out.
that is heart-aching for me because he needs that omega.
Yeah.
He needs that omega. I don't know if he's open to, if he likes soft gel, you can try the soft gel one. But
Mm,
that one, the caveat it is must not burst though. Because Demi's what's it called now? All the supplement Demi take, everybody in the house takes it the same way. But
okay.
somehow I took the soft gel for the what's it called now? Black seed oil, and it busted in my mouth, and I was like, what? If
Oh,
this burst in Demi's mouth, it would never take it again. So you can, and fish oil is very, very strong, very,
yeah.
very strong because that quality is really, really good. So you might want to try it, but just be careful that it doesn't break in his mouth because that would might also have another adverse effect, and he will not like to try it.
Okay.
He will not like
Okay.
to try it. Yeah.
I think first things first, I'll start with the advice I've gotten and then definitely start giving him the vitamin D. At least the type I got, I'm confident he will take that. And
Yeah,
then,
like you said, it also happens during this time. So probably the change in weather,
yeah.
winter brings all these things up because we are more inside the house.
Mm,
We are not going out. The vitamin D exposure to sun is limited. The activity is also limited as well. So it could be some of those things that is contributing, but you can look for indoor trampoline,
mhm.
things that exercises that you can do at home. But the thing is, they would like somebody to do it with them. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. I think Gani has also dropped some supplements. I'm assuming this is what your son takes. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Demi takes lion's mane as well, but his one is in powder. I put in his smoothie, in his jollof rice. Um, and moringa, I just sprinkle some moringa when I'm doing some smoothie for him. I think that's basically it. That's basically it. Anybody
Okay.
else have a question? I hope that helps you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sure. Anybody else? No? Going once?
Sorry, I
Going?
want to ask for vitamin D.
Mm.
Um, I know it comes in soft gels. So, like, is it like you can just swallow it? Because I don't know, when I used to do it then, I used to have to like pinch it for the oil to come out and then squeeze it into his mouth. So I'm just wondering, like, is it okay to just give it and then he just like uses water to down it, take it down,
Yeah, vitamin D
or
comes in liquid, in soft gel, in tablet, whatever form that your child is comfortable with. The pharmacist is also talking about it comes in chewable tablets as well and oil. So whatever form your child is comfortable with, it's good to give them.
so like all those ones that come in for soft gels, it's okay to
Yeah,
just take it
they
in
take it
and
with
just drink
water.
water with it. So,
No, they take it
all
with
right.
water.
Okay, I used to have to pinch it for the oil to come out. I didn't know it was really safe to just drink it up, but
Oh
no
no,
problem.
it's like everybody takes soft gel, so just drink it with water. I haven't tried Ella Ola. I've not even heard of it before. Oh, I think I've been seeing the adverts, like nutrient kind of sachet, right? Would that be HIO? I think I've been
Yes, I've
seeing.
also been
Uh-huh.
seeing a lot of adverts about it.
Mm-hmm. I've been seeing adverts about it, but I'm just going with what is OTC. Um, My own is what I can do consistently, and I'm trying not to put pressure on myself. But I've seen that advert, but I've not tried it before.
Yeah,
I've
that's
not
the
tried
one I
it.
got for my son that I was giving him for a while. It says it's tasteless, but it has there's a mild taste there that after a while he was like, I don't want it anymore. Like
Uh-huh.
I had to stop.
Our kids are they are very smart. They catch the slightest of all things.
Oh yeah, he smells ingredients out of things. Once he smells something, it's like
I don't want. Yeah, they are super smart. They're super smart. Anybody else have a question?
I wanted to please just add to what she's saying because I also used to have that mindset of they will smell, they will taste. So what I did for Daniel was before I even give him, we will form a song, we'll form a story. If I'm going to give him in the morning, the day before, afternoon and night, we would have formed a story about it. We will call it
Mm.
Chewy. Chewy is good for you. It might not take it that period, but like now, it's fish oil. Daniel chews his fish oil. It's Nordic.
It
Yes.
chooses.
We chew it, they call it chewy. And we'll sing and we'll be chewing together. It's good for you. And we'll tell
Oh.
you, yes, it's good for my tummy. It's good for me. This
Well,
will make me smart.
what you did there is change management in the professional world. So you've done a lot about a lot on change management, whereby it knows what to expect, it knows what is happening, it knows
Yes.
why it's doing this, and so that makes that change, the introduction of that more pleasant for him. That's interesting. Ah,
It wasn't
Gania,
easy,
don't
but
let's go on
because
that table,
it wasn't easy, but
oh.
now my life is easier.
Which is very good, which is something that even as adults, we appreciate when things, if you're introducing something, like you give us more warning, you educate us about it, you tell us why we are doing these things. We are most likely to do that, comply with what you want, as to you just introducing something without proper education. So it's just typical for any child as well. Any child, you do enough change management around any situation, like you keep them informed very well, they accept it kind of easily. Gania
But
is
please, I want
asking a
to ask.
question about, yeah,
Okay, I want to ask a question. And sorry, maybe because I'm in Nigeria. There's this thing that we always our mothers used to do for us that this one, we're going to take it together, we're going to take it. Are you allowed to do that over there? I'm not beating him. I just bought this, like I ordered all these Amazon syringes, those ones that come in long packs. And we
mm.
sit down together and we must take it. If it means it'll take me 1 hour. That
Syringe,
force that our
what
mothers used
exactly
to
are you
do.
taking?
I use a lot of Vimegy products. So my vitamin C is Virenji and
Okay.
Vimegy. My vitamin D is Vimegy's brand. Like when I order. So I use the syringe to bring it out to give him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
So
sometimes he doesn't want it.
I'm not aware of what that is. So
Oh, okay.
I might not be able to, I'm not even informed about it at all. So I might not be able to advise or say anything. I don't know if Ganiat is aware of what you're trying to explain.
No, it's
Because
just normal supplement. Vimegy is just a brand. It's a medical
oh,
medium
okay.
approved brand, gluten
Oh,
free and all.
oh, okay. I don't know that brand. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
about that. Okay, so she said I don't want us to go to that topic. Folinic
Okay.
acid. No, not you, Mirabel. Not
I don't
you.
even know the folic acid. I'm tempted to start it, but I want to hear. I've not heard. There's this lady in Nigeria now that I think she ordered and she's giving mothers like you buy from her. So I'm waiting to watch
Ah,
reviews. I've not gone
well.
there yet. Let me still wait. Maybe when COAAM starts it, I will join them. Like I never
I
did,
don't.
I never did it. I told you then that inulin. When I say hearing
Yeah.
of die of clinical, I don't have any functional doctor in Nigeria that I can go and cry to. It's only my God. So
Mm,
I won't do the one I cannot. I know that okay, if there's any adverse reaction, what am I going to do? I will not do.
mm.
I will look for a
Well,
natural
there's
way.
some good education regarding folinic acid. There are some, like, everything, people will always try to monetize it. Does
Okay.
not, I'm not downplaying the fact that it has helped some children or is helping some children to speak more if their body systems are in alignment. So using folinic
Mhm.
acid in exception will not do what you want it to do. I
Okay.
think you have to use it in combination with something else. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a pharmacist. I just listen to these things without putting too much thought on it yet until something
Yes,
resonates
please, exact. So you've
until
not tried it too
something.
yet.
No, 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 no.
And
I'm not
you're always,
even.
and one thing I've noticed about you dead was anything that calls you're always among the first person to try. And you've not tried it. Ah,
It's not
let me
about,
wait.
anything that you do for your children, you have to be resolute so that if anything happens, you can say,
Exactly.
okay, I was well informed in this decision. Like, I'm taking this
Mm.
decision, I'm doing this for my son. I'm not going to go and cry to somebody else. Like, it has to be a learned
Yeah.
informed decision. So if since I don't know
Okay.
so much about it even now, it's not something I will try on my son. But I do know that I've seen a lot of adverts regarding it. I have seen some naturopathologists or some functional doctors who say don't do folinic acid in exclusion. You have to do it with something. Maybe, I don't know, the genetic has to be aligned. There must be something. You have to do some testing so that you know exactly, but don't just do it because everybody is the rave of the town right now. Um,
Um,
it's good to just be knowledgeable in anything that you do. So whatever I'm doing, I just try to read up, understand the science behind what exactly is happening. Then I can, because anything I'm doing, I have to inform my spouse. What will I tell him? What will I tell him? So, and he's also a rational person. It has to make sense for him as well to see, oh, okay, you are well knowledgeable, you understand these things, or okay, your point, your approach, your suggestion is really legit, then maybe we can try it. But if I don't understand, we have not done the testing, we don't know the genetic, because they say you have to have a genetic something, something, something before you can do it. My dear Wo, I just left it, Jerry. Okay, so Dr. Jenica, I said exactly doing the natural ones, avocado mixtures, etc. Yes, to please check
yeah.
levels beforehand. So a lot of parents are just jumping into these things, and I'm praying, trusting God that all goes well. But even in my little corner here, not going so far. There was a time, and that's just the thing that I just ask God to usually help me before I endorse anything in the community. There was a time we were talking about supplements and not, and I really wanted to give them more omega, and I would usually try everything first, and I mixed omega, flaxseed, and one another seed now. I mixed everything. I put it in Demi's jollof rice. I never knew my son was allergic before. If you see this allergic reaction in church, I knelt down. I was crying and praying like a
Oh,
one mother.
no.
And it was because I had added sunflower. I didn't know my son was allergic to sunflower. He had to use an EpiPen for him
Oh,
to calm down. It was that bad. So imagine doing things without being informed. You don't want any
mm,
other parent to, God forbid, they're in a place where there's no immediate help. There's no
exactly.
immediate supplement, something that can help that. It could be a life or death something. And
Mhm.
we can't play gamble. It's not, we did not manufacture the children. It is God's gift to us. So I respect the
Mm.
anointing on their head, and I respect the manufacturer that made
Mm.
them for me to just out of my own wish or excitement, just do things without prayerfully consulting him. So since then, I even, yeah, I don't rush to do things. It might be the rave of things, but God has to lead me to say, okay, try this thing for Demi now, or do this
Mm.
thing. And I need to go and read and just confirm. But yes, I never knew my son was allergic to. He had this, and doctor will remember when they say Anna something something something. I don't know the word, but he had more. Eh?
Anaphylactic shock.
Exactly, anaphylactic shock. Yes, he had that. Like different organs were just
Oh,
misbehaving
thank God.
in
Thank
somewhere
God.
that were in church. Yes, that's the word. That's the word. So now he just has EpiPen with him anywhere where he's going. So imagine if he
Mm.
doesn't have that, that would have.
Mm.
God forbid. So yes, please, whatever you want to do, please just be very, very knowledgeable, pray about it, and then you can do it. But don't just do things based on the wave or rave of things. It's not the appropriate way to parent or to raise a child. I just hope that
Mm.
God will help us all in Jesus' name.
Amen.
God will help us all in Jesus' name. I don't want to take anybody's time. We are just right on the dot. It's just 5 on the dot here. I think we can call it a day. But please remind us regards announcement. We have Comb Praise at the last Sunday of the month. We will be praying and thanking God for the year. So that will be on the 28th. Please feel free to join us and let's just thank God together. But I don't know if anybody have any question. One last question before we wrap it up. Yeah, it's already getting dark here. It's just 5 o'clock.
Please, I lost some of our chats. Sorry, Bella, my question is for you. Some of your educational chats, I think it was a K word something. I don't know why. I'm saying I'll chat you up for it. So since I have the opportunity,
K5 learning.
K5 learn. Let me,
Where you
let me write
print
it
out,
down.
you can print out free
Yes.
worksheet. Yes, K5 learning. Or you can also subscribe, and at times when I subscribe, it makes it easier for me to, like, based on Demi's goal for the next, I could just download the books and go to the library, print them out, bind them. It has
Okay.
his worksheet ready to go. So just do
Well,
whatever works for you. You can download one by one
mm,
or subscribe so you can download a binder, and your child, you're not thinking of what he needs to do. Once he's learning this, he's moving to the next thing, he's moving to the next thing, and you're working, you're making progress. But whatever
okay.
works for you, it's k5learning.com.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any last thing? Question? In the absence of none, let me be the first one to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a very happy new year in advance. We will see in Praise by God's grace, but have a wonderful
Mm,
Christmas. Take time out to rest and also just enjoy. Enjoy. God has been good to us all. Enjoy. Thank you so much, everyone, for a lovely evening. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Uh,
Thank you.